What is going on, everybody? We are back with the realistic rebuild of the Arizona Cardinals here. We are doing the offseason episode today, the long-awaited offseason after a brutal 1-16 season. It was not a good season whatsoever, but offseason is here. We have the number one pick. This should be a pretty exciting offseason. I'm going to do it all in this video, of course. So, yeah, we're going to get through free agency, re-sign players, the basic offseason stuff. But yeah, we're going to go over the season recap really quick just in case you missed the last episode. So if you did miss it, the Chargers won the Super Bowl 8-24. They beat the Dallas Cowboys. Joey Bosa was your MVP. Trevor Lawrence was your NFL MVP. Doug Peterson, Coach of the Year. Rest of the awards are right there. And now with the season recap done, we're just going to go over some retirements right here. I'll go through all of them just so you guys can see all of the guys that retired. Brian Hoyer, big retirement right there. Let's go through all of them. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, he retired. Okay, after one season with the Jets, he decides to retire. Trent Williams, he retired. He usually retires after a season or two in franchise. As you guys saw, Matt Prater, he retired. So we're out of a kicker. Yeah, Matt Prater, he was a very solid kicker throughout his career. He made some pretty long kicks. I remember one. Oh, Pete Carroll also retires. Yeah, those are all your retirements. But yeah, like I just mentioned, Matt Prater retired. Very solid kicker throughout his career. Roger Saffold also retired. I think that's how you say his name. Our left guard, he retired. Yeah, those are the two guys that retired from our team. So we're out two starters. They both, obviously Matt Prater started, and Roger was our starting left guard, I believe. Yeah, he was our left guard. So we're going to have to replace him here in the offseason. But yeah, now moving on to player re-signs. As you guys see, Zaven Collins has a 5-year option. We'll probably accept that. We're just going to go over all the guys that we have the ability to extend. You saw Antonio Hamilton there. He had a very good season. He had, 3 interceptions, something like that. Oh yeah, these are the guys that we have the option to extend. I'm going to pick up Zaven Collins' 5-year option. That's because, that is a pretty decent offer. So, yeah, we're going to pick that up. And then I don't know if I'm going to extend anyone. I'll take a second and think about it, and I'll let you guys know in a second if I do decide to do so. So I decided I was not going to extend anyone, but now it's time for the moment everyone's been waiting for, free agency. I haven't looked at the free agent class yet, so we're going to look at it together. As you guys see, Tyron Smith there, Rashawn Gary. There's some pretty solid players here, just looking at it at first glance. I am going to go more in-depth, just go by position when I'm looking through who I want to sign. But yeah, there's some pretty solid players in here. Like I mentioned, this is the realistic rebuild, so I'm not going to be going for all of the top free agents. I have to keep it realistic. Who would this team realistically sign? Who would want to come to a 1-15 team? But before we get too deep into that, we did make a trade. We are sending Zach Pascal away to the Broncos in exchange for a 5th-round pick. Like I mentioned, we are going to be making some moves this offseason. So we start that off with a trade, sending Zach Pascal away to the Broncos. We pick up a day 3 pick in exchange for him. He did play pretty solid in the games that I did play this season. So, yeah, we are going to move on from him, and, yeah, we're going to go back to free agency now. So back at free agency, we do have 5 negotiations going on. Number 1, Donovan Peoples-Jones, 25-year-old receiver. Star dev, he's pretty young. We are his number 1 offer right now. I really like him. I hope we are able to bring him in to the team. I think he would be a very solid addition. Number 2, Christian Fulton. We are tied with the Steelers right now. It shows us as number 1, but we're kind of tied right there. We really need corners, so I also went after Jeff Okudah. We are his only offer right now. Christian Fulton were tied, with the Steelers. We have lower interest with him than Jeff Okudah does with us, but Damian Lewis as well, we are his number one offer. We do need some offensive line help, so it would be very critical or crucial. I don't know. It would be great if we got him because we do really need offensive line help. And lastly, Antonio Gibson, because James Conner, he's regressed a little bit. His overall was showing 71. I don't know if he's actually 71. It could be just morale or something, but it was showing that he was a 71. So, yeah. These are all the guys that I'm trying to sign here in the first, evaluation stage, if that's what it's called. But we're going to evaluate offers really quick, see if we're able to get anyone, and we have 4 guys. Were we able to get all 4 of them? I imagine we got everyone. Christian Fulton. Well, we get Jeff Okudah, Antonio Gibson, and Donovan Peoples-Jones. My bad. 3 solid signs. I'll take that. We'll see if we're able to get. We'll see if we're able to get Damian Lewis here with the second evaluation stage. So I did decide to go after a few more players. Number 1, Kaimi Fairbairn. We need a kicker after Matt Prater retired, so I went after. I think he was the highest rated one available. So I decided I would go after him. We are his number 1 offer. We only have 2 bars, so, if another team offers, we'll increase our offer. We also went after Blake Gillikin. I think that's how you say his name. We needed a punter because our last punter, his contract expired, and the current punter was like a practice squad one. So we're looking to improve the punter position. We are his number 1 offer as well, but we have 4 bars on this one, so he should be a quick and easy sign as we advance. But Damian Lewis, he has some more offers, which will make it tough. I'll probably increase his money a little bit just because I really want to get him. We really need that offensive line help. So, yeah, I am going to have to increase a little bit of money to try and get him. But, yeah, Poona Ford as well. We really needed help on the defensive line because getting pressure was just, very difficult for our defensive line this past season. So, getting Poona Ford would help out a lot just in regards to stopping the run as well as generating pressure. I believe his archetype is run stopper if I'm not mistaken, so that'll help out a lot, just trying to stop the run and everything. And then lastly, Andy Janovich, we're trying to bring him back because he was our fullback last season and we don't have a fullback, so he already knows the offensive scheme. So yeah, we're going to evaluate offers really quick here, and some of them are gone, and Damian Lewis is gone. We don't get Damian Lewis. That's unfortunate. I believe he went to the Ravens, but we do get Andy Janovich, so that's nice that we were able to get him. I'm gonna look at the left guards here. Isaiah Wynn, he wants a lot of money. I don't know, should I go after him? There's some other guys, but, they're lower overall. A lot of them are old, too. Right guards, this is tough. I don't know, I'll have to stop and take a second to think about it. Since Damian Lewis did not want to come to Arizona, I decided to go after another offensive lineman, that being Lloyd Cushenberry. He is a center. Damian Lewis is a left guard, but we need both a center and left guard, so I just decided, go for a center. Because the left guards were a little bit older as well as they were more expensive, so I just decided save some money and get a younger option in Lloyd Cushenberry. We offered him a 2-year deal, and we are his only offer at this point. We are Poona Ford's only offer. Well, Blake Gillikin, we need to offer him a little bit more money. So I'm going to do that really quick, just to ensure that we get him. Okay, so yeah, we're his number 1 offer by a wide margin, it looks like. And other than these guys, I'm not going to go after any other free agents just because, we have $12.9 million in cap space. So it'd probably be wise to just save that money for if we make any trades, as well as for future off seasons and the next off season. But yeah, so we're just going to save that money. We're going to do the evaluation period here really quick and see if we are able to get anyone. So looks like 3 people are or 2. So we do get Blake Gilligan, and we also signed Poona Ford. So that's great. We just got 2 of those guys. And then we have 2 left, Kaimi Fairbairn, Lloyd Cushenberry. The Titans are after him as well. I'll offer him a little bit more money just to try and ensure that we get him. Alright, and then I'll evaluate one more time, see if we get these last 2. Okay, we got Lloyd Cushenberry. That's great. Offensive line gets some much needed help. Kaimi Fairbairn, he's the last one. Let's see if we're able to get him. And we do. So we got all of the free agents we didn't get all of the ones we wanted. We got most of them. So that's what's important. But yeah, so we were able to get wide receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones. He was, our number 1 target because he's young, and we needed a wide receiver after trading away Zach Pascal. So yeah, I think he'll fit in with this offense nicely. Just with throwing the ball and everything, with Kyler Murray coming back, I think he should do pretty well. And we got Kaimi Fairbairn. We needed a kicker. Pretty self-explanatory why we went after him. Blake Gilligan. I don't know. I'm going to keep mispronouncing it. We didn't have a punter because our last punter's contract expired, so we went after him. Jeff Okudah, we needed corner help desperately, so we went after him. We also went after Christian Fulton, but we were not able to get him. He went to the Steelers. I believe I also went after Levi Wallace. Or maybe I didn't. I know I was thinking about it if I didn't. And I saw he signed with the Lions, so yeah. We also got Antonio Gibson because James Conner, he regressed to a 71 overall, so we needed a replacement running back. So we got a young option in Antonio Gibson, and then Poona Ford. We needed defensive linemen because our pass rush was just atrocious. So we got Poona Ford, Lloyd Cushenberry. Like I said, we needed offensive line help, so we went after him. And we brought back Andy Janovich because we needed a fullback, of course, and he already knows the offensive system and scheme. So, yeah. But yeah, these are all of the free agents that I'm going to sign. I'm going to go to free agency recap and just go over who the league signed, where all the top free agents went, just so you guys can see that. But I will look through free agency one more time to see if there's anybody else that I want to go after. I probably won't, but if I do, then I'll show you guys. So just quickly going through the free agency recap, I'm just going to kind of skim through it so you guys can see. We see the Bears, they made some big splashes there, as you saw. I think they had 3 of the top, 10 free agents there, and Kirk Cousins going back to Washington there. I'll go a little bit further just so you guys can see everyone. Well, not everyone, but I'll go through the top ones. Baker Mayfield going to the Raiders there. And yeah, that's where Greedy Williams, we had him last season. He went to the Rams. But yeah, those are where all of those. Oh, Kayvon Chason. I didn't even realize he was a free agent. I think that's how you say his name. But yeah, I didn't even notice he was a free agent. But Yuter Gross Matos too. Wow, there was a lot of guys. I didn't really go that far in looking through free agents, but yeah. Those are all the people that were signed around the league. Well, for the most part, there was some ones left at the bottom, but I'm not going to go through all of them. But yeah, you guys saw the people that I signed, and yeah, we're going to move on to the draft now. Just to preview the draft before we actually get into it, we do have 12 picks, including 2 first-round picks, 2 in the top 13. We also have multiple third-round picks, so we do have plenty of picks to go around this draft. I might be making some trades. I guess we'll see. But if you guys saw the community page on my profile, I did put out a question asking you guys, what should I do with the number 1 pick? Should I keep Kyler and keep the number 1 pick? Or should I trade Kyler and draft Caleb Williams? Or should I keep Kyler and trade the number 1 pick? And the voting was pretty, it was, I don't know, kind of even for some time. But as of today, the number 1 option, keep Kyler and keep the number 1 pick, has 54% of the votes, meaning that it won. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep Kyler, and I'm not going to trade the number 1 pick away. Trading back is an option because, trading back is an option. But I'm not going to trade the number 1 pick away for a player or anything like that. So I might trade it back. I'm going to look through some offers, see if we can make anything happen. But if not, then you will see me drafting here with the number 1 pick. But yeah, like I said. But yeah, thank you guys who voted and voiced your opinions in the comments. I probably should have put a notice in the video that I was going to do a poll for that, but I didn't. So yeah, just keep an eye out on my community tab on my profile, because I will probably post other stuff in there as well for you guys to, help me make decisions here. But yeah, without further ado, I'll show you guys. If I make a trade, I'll show you guys. If not, you'll see my number 1 overall pick. So I just figured I'd show you guys how valuable this number 1 overall pick is. Look at these offers, man. This is actually insane. The CeeDee Lamb, George Kittle, Barkley, Sauce Gardner, and a 2nd round pick, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Look at these offers, man. This is actually insane. But, like I mentioned, this is a realistic rebuild, so it would be very unrealistic for me to do this trade, you know what I mean? It's not like it's a bad value trade, trading the number 1 overall pick for 94 overall Sauce Gardner or 95 CeeDee Lamb. That is a good value trade, but realism comes into play for all moves, like I mentioned in the first episode, so we will not be doing a trade like this. I just figured I would show you guys, these are some crazy offers. I was just looking through them. But, I'm going to look for trade back opportunities. But yeah, like I said. So I had some thoughts about trading back. I went through some offers, but ultimately I decided I would stick and pick. So without further ado, I would like to announce that with the number 1 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Dallas Turner from Alabama. Here you guys can meet the new edge rusher for the Arizona Cardinals. Here, Dallas Turner, he's from Alabama. He's hidden development. He's a speed rusher, 6'4", 242, 90 acceleration. You see the athletic ratings right there. Like I mentioned earlier, we needed defensive linemen badly. And we got one here with the number 1 overall pick to pair alongside B.J. Ujulari as well as Poona Ford on the interior. I'm really excited about this. I can't even talk. I was thinking about Marvin Harrison, but I did just sign Donovan Peoples-Jones, and we already have Marquise Brown as well as Rondale Moore and Zach Ertz and Trey McBride. So a receiver wasn't really our number 1 need, especially when we really could not get pressure at all. So I just decided I would go with a defender, and Dallas Turner was the selection. So yeah, we have one more pick in the first round coming up. I'm going to look back at some trade back options, and if I'm making the pick there, I'll show you guys that pick. If not, I'll just show you guys the trade. And for those of you guys wondering where Caleb Williams went, he went pick 8 to the Bucks over teams like the Patriots. I know the Commanders just signed Kirk Cousins, but still, they could have drafted Caleb Williams. So he ends up going 8th to the Bucks. Just figured I'd show you guys that. So I decided to move back from the 13th pick instead of sticking and picking there. We trade with the Broncos in exchange for the 24th pick. We send away the 13th pick as well as our 5th round pick, which I believe was pick 129, if I'm not mistaken, in exchange for pick 24, their 5th round pick this year, as well as their 2nd rounder next year and their 5th rounder next year. So we pick up some future picks and give us an opportunity to take more players by moving back 11 spots. So here we are at pick 24. We're going to be sticking and picking here. And I should mention, as you guys see at the top, it's Shooter Sanders. I did not make this draft class. This is Bengals draft class. I just put it in today because I saw it was updated on the 15th. And Shooter is still in this draft class, so there's really not much I can do about it. If a team drafts him or something like that, I'm not gonna make him a 0 overall or something like that. But even though he's gonna declare for next year's draft, he is in this draft class, so when I do next year's draft class, I'll just take him out of that one. So it all works out that way. But anyways, like I said, we are going to be sticking and picking here. And with the 24th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals are selecting Cooper DeJean from Iowa, cornerback. And yeah, there you guys, you can see him. I don't know why he's in number 3. I also don't know why the character looks completely different than the picture in the top left, but you know what? That's Madden for you. So we improve our secondary. He is also a hidden development, so that's great. As you see, his athletic ratings right there. 6'1", 206. His archetype is slot, so he might be working out of the slot, maybe outside, just depends on what his overall is and how well he can develop. But yeah, that was our last first round pick. I don't think I'm going to make any more trades in trading into the first round or anything like that. I guess I'll just see how the board breaks going into the next round. I might trade up, we'll see, but if we do, I'll show you guys. If we don't, then you'll just see my next pick. So I kind of forgot we had the first overall pick in the 2nd round, so when I said to trade up, I was kind of thinking we had a later pick, but you know what? It is what it is. Here in the 2nd round with our first pick, we are going to be taking defensive tackle from Virginia, Sammy Hancock. And as you guys see, he is normal dev. There's his athletic ratings right there at the bottom, 94 strength. It's pretty solid. Like I mentioned, we needed a lot of help on the defensive line. So we picked someone up in the 1st round as well as in the 2nd round to try and bolster that defensive line. We don't have any more picks in the 2nd round, but we have, I think, 3 or 4 picks in the 3rd round, so we're going to get right to those. So here with our first of 3 3rd round picks, we are going to be taking wide receiver Troy Franklin. And as you guys see, there's his athletic ratings right there, 95 speed. That is very good. He is hidden dev, so that's pretty solid. His archetype is deep threat, so it'll be interesting how we can figure out how to use him in our offense. Now here with our 2nd, 3rd round pick, we are going to be taking outside linebacker Corey Malecki. I think that's how you say his name, from Michigan State. As you guys see, he is a normal dev. Those are his athletic ratings right there. His archetype is a run stopper, so he's not an edge. He's like a regular linebacker, so he will be playing right outside linebacker for us because Zaven Collins plays left outside linebacker. But yeah, let's move on to our next one. So our last 3rd round pick will seem like a reach for some because it says he's a day 3 projection, but we just want to make sure we can get him. As you guys see on the left side, left guard is our number 1 need on offense. So we are going to be taking left guard Ben Lindholm out of Clemson with our last 3rd round pick. He is also a normal dev, and his character looks completely different than the picture on the left. I don't know why it keeps happening, but is what it is. That's our last 3rd round pick. We're going to move on to day 3 now. Moving on to the 4th round now. We only have 1 4th round pick, I believe. Yeah. We do have multiple 5th round picks as well as a 7th, but yeah, here in the 5th round, we are going to be taking running back Bucky Irving. As you guys see, he is a hidden dev. 92 acceleration, his archetype is elusive back, so he will be our backup to Antonio Gibson. So we have a nice solid, well, depending on his overall, we could have a solid running back duo here in the desert. So here in the 5th round, I know a lot of you guys will hate this pick, but we do need a backup quarterback, and he is the number 1 option available. So here in the 5th round, we are going to be taking quarterback Spencer Rattler. And for Spencer, he is normal dev. His archetype is strong arm. Again, his character, I guess it's just the same character for everyone, I think, but it just looks weird. 93 throw power, as you see at the bottom there. He is going to be our backup because right now, well, we do have a backup in Clayton Tune, but you guys saw, well, if you guys saw how he played, I had to, if you didn't see, I took him out after, I think, 2 drives. So that should tell you all you need to know about how that went. But I guess we'll see. Maybe one outperforms the other in the preseason. I guess we'll see. But yeah, he's going to be our backup quarterback for the foreseeable future. Here with our next 5th round pick now, we are going to be taking tight end Benjamin Eurosek. I think that's how you say his name. Out of Stanford. Yeah. As you guys see for Benjamin, 6'4", 242, normal dev. Those are his athletic ratings at the bottom. His archetype is possession. We're going to go on to our next 5th round pick. I believe we have 2 more. So I forgot we picked back-to-back, so I really didn't need to move on to the next pick since we were already there. But with our next pick, we are going to be taking Timmy Miller, cornerback. As for Timmy Miller, he's a normal dev, 22 years old. Archetype is zone. You guys can see his athletic ratings right there, 90 speed. That's pretty solid. And we're going to go on to our final 5th round pick now. Now here with our last 5th round pick, we are going to be taking middle linebacker Cole Truman. As for Cole Truman, he is a normal dev. You can see his athletic ratings right there, and his archetype is field general. Now we have one final pick. It is the first pick in the 7th round. I'm not going to make any trades, so, well, I probably won't. I won't make any promises, but yeah, you guys will see that pick right here in a second. So here with the first pick in the 7th round, we have one final pick, and that final pick will be made on a right tackle out of Maryland, Spencer Betts. And as for Spencer, 23 years old, archetype pass protector, normal dev. You guys can see his athletic ratings right there. We're going to go through the draft recap really quick, then we're going to go over our roster going into next season. So just checking out the draft recap here. You guys can let me know if I cooked or not. 77 overall, Dallas Turner was our number 1 overall pick. He was a lower overall than our 24th overall pick, Cooper DeJean, cornerback. These players are actually rated a lot higher than I would have guessed for rookies coming out of a draft class. But, I mean, I'm not going to complain, you know. Dallas Turner, he's an immediate starter. Same with Cooper DeJean. Sammy Hancock, 75 overall, defensive tackle. Troy Franklin, he's going to be our wide receiver number 4, 74 overall. Corey Maliki, I think that's how you say his name, 75 overall. You know, I'm not going to go over each overall, but you guys can see the overalls there. You know, like I said, they are a little bit higher than I would have expected for rookies. But, yeah. Those are all of the draft prospects that we got. I'm going to go over the league ones in a second. Yeah, you guys can let me know if I cooked as GM here. I think this might be my first actual draft in Madden 24. I'm just now realizing that it might actually be, because it probably isn't, but it might. I don't know. I'm trying to think. It could be. I don't know. I'm not gonna spend too much time thinking about it. We're gonna go to the league picks. I'm just gonna skim through it really quick. You guys can check them out. Yeah, Caleb Williams, he dropped really far. All the quarterbacks dropped really far for some reason. I think Bo Nix didn't even go until like the second or third round, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, Shooter Sanders was in this draft, like I mentioned earlier. Jaden Daniels is in here as well. Yeah, Michael Penix Jr., he went in the first, or no, he went in the second round. Oh, I thought we were on the first round still. He went in the second round. Oh, we're way into the second round. Jaden Daniels also in the second round. So yeah, a lot of the quarterbacks dropped pretty far, but yeah, I'll just go through the third round really quick. Just so you guys can see who was drafted around the league. Yeah, Bo Nix there, he went to the Lions. But yeah, after this, I'm gonna show you guys the roster. I'm gonna go through like the preseason stuff, just like the preseason cuts and everything, just so you guys can see that really quick. But then I'll show you guys the full roster here and depth chart. Yeah, I'll show you guys right now. So now with the preseason done, we end up going 0-4. I think we got blown out in every game too. I think we lost by like 40 in a lot of the games. So yeah, but just going over cuts really quick. As you guys see, there's 2 signings at the bottom. I did not make those. That was the CPU because we had some injuries, I guess. So I don't know. The CPU just signed those guys. But yeah, these are the people that I cut. You guys can look through them really quick. I think I cut 11 people. So yeah, I also went through free agency to look at players that other teams cut, and there wasn't anybody that was interested in signing. So yeah, we're just gonna move on and go through our roster now. So yeah, with all the offseason stuff done, this is what the offense is gonna be looking like going into next season. It is an 80 overall. The defense is an 81 overall. We have some new starters around here, as well as some of the same players as before. And I was wrong about James Conner going down to a 71. I guess that was just because of like morale or something. It showed him as a 71 before though. But yeah, we have Kyler Murray back. We got him some new receivers in Donovan Peoples-Jones, as well as Tyler Franklin. I think that's his name. I don't know. We also improved the offensive line for him as well. So yeah, this is what the offense is going to look like. I'm not really sure what I really will run most of the time. If it'll be like a pass heavy or run heavy offense, I guess it just really depends on what works in games and what doesn't. But yeah, we're going to check out the defense now. This is what the defense is looking like. We got number 1 overall pick, Dallas Turner, right there. Yeah, this defense is pretty new overall. Budda Baker, he played in like 1 or 2 games last season, so he's gonna be pretty much new, I guess, for this series. But all around the defense is just a lot of new faces around here. We have new starting corners. Everyone on the defensive line except for BJ Ujulari is new. So it'll be interesting to see how this defense fares out. It's an 81 overall, so it should be a lot better. Like, I'm not expecting a Super Bowl year 2, obviously, but improvements from going 1-16 definitely need to be made. So hopefully this defense will be enough to push us over the top with that. And special teams, Kaimi Fairbairn, Blake Gilkin, those are your kicker and punter. And then Donovan Peoples-Jones is your kick returner. Caleb DeJean is your punt returner. That's what the roster's looking like. But yeah, we do play the Rams week 1. That will be the next episode. I will be playing week 1. It's a divisional matchup, so that will be very fun. But yeah, I'm not going to drag this out for too long. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you voted on the community page as well to, help with this episode, I thank you guys for that as well. And if you made it to the very end, thank you guys so much for making it to the end. I really appreciate you guys for supporting this series, and I look forward to continuing to do it. It is a very fun series to do, and I'm very excited for the future of this franchise when we actually start playing games this season with an improved roster. I think it's going to be very, very fun. So I hope you guys join me in that ride. as we continue on with this series. And yeah, thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.